Title: The metal genre that doesn't exist anymore, Aggrotech. Aggrotech was a genre born from chaos and aggression. While it was not purely metal, it carried the same rebellious spirit that defines heavy music. Combining industrial beats with harsh electronics and distorted vocals, it carved out a niche in the underground scene. But today, Aggrotech is barely recognizable, a shadow of what it once was. How did this genre rise, and what led to its fall? Aggrotech emerged in the late 1990s and early 2000s, growing out of the industrial music movement. Bands like Nine Inch Nails and Ministry had already paved the way for blending heavy guitar riffs with electronic elements. Aggrotech took this further, leaning fully into electronic production while maintaining the aggression and themes of darkness that appealed to fans of heavier music. Pioneering bands like Suicide Commando, Hocico, and Grendel defined the genre. Suicide Commando's early work, particularly the album Mind Strip, became a blueprint for Aggrotech. It was loud, abrasive, and unapologetically dark, with pounding bass lines and distorted vocals delivering lyrics about death, despair, and violence. Hocico added an emotional edge to the sound, while Grendel embraced a futuristic, cyberpunk aesthetic. Together, these bands built a genre that thrived in underground clubs. In its prime, Aggrotech was a staple in the gothic and industrial scenes. Songs like Suicide Commando's Hellraiser and Grendel's Harsh Generation became anthems in dark dance clubs. Fans loved the high-energy beats, the aggressive tone, and the dystopian imagery. It was more than just music, it was a culture built on rebellion and individuality. However, the very qualities that made Aggrotech stand out also led to its downfall. The genre relied heavily on a specific formula: distorted vocals, repetitive beats, and harsh synths. Over time, many bands struggled to evolve their sound, and listeners began to notice the lack of variety. Critics accused the genre of becoming stagnant. As musical tastes shifted in the 2010s, Aggrotech found itself left behind. Electronic genres like dubstep, EDM, and synthwave grew in popularity, offering new sounds that appealed to a wider audience. Even within the industrial scene, Aggrotech began to feel dated compared to the rising interest in retro-futuristic sounds. The decline of underground club culture dealt another major blow to Aggrotech. The genre thrived in these spaces where fans could experience the music's intensity in a live setting. But as many clubs shut down or shifted away from industrial music, Aggrotech lost its primary audience. Without these venues, it struggled to maintain relevance. Many of the genre's leading bands adapted to survive. Suicide Commando continued to release music but with less impact than before. Grendel moved toward a more accessible electronic sound, which gained them new fans but alienated purists. Hocico remained active but confined to a niche audience. The genre as a whole faded into obscurity. Today, Aggrotech exists as a memory of a time when industrial and electronic aggression collided. While its influence can still be felt in some modern darkwave and industrial bass acts, the genre itself no longer thrives. It serves as a reminder of how quickly music trends can rise and fall, especially in niche genres that rely on specific subcultures. The story of Aggrotech is one of both innovation and limitation. For a time, it offered something unique and powerful, resonating with a dedicated fan base. But its inability to evolve with changing tastes ultimately led to its decline. For those who experienced it in its prime, Aggrotech remains a symbol of a raw, uncompromising era in electronic music, even if its time has passed.